So, god damn. Okay. Okay. How y'all doing? Good, good. It's nice to see you again. It's always nice to see you. Tonight we're gonna do something not different, but just kind of, different. So we're gonna do a little cooking and a little comedy. We've been here before. We made cheesecakes together, made chicken cutlets. Of course we make that delicious lemonade. That's good lemonade, run by yours truly, owner and operator, Ian Warner. 26 flavors, spring water, fresh fruit, but we're not here for that. Tonight we're gonna do something like special. It's my first time, like I said, almost 38 years. I've never had crab legs. Oh, Ian, you've never had crab legs? We thought you were so cultured and well-read and well-traveled, and I'm decently, moderately of all those things, But like I said, never done it. Not sure why. Maybe I just when I go to like a buffet or wherever, there's just other things I get to. I don't know. Whatever the reason, but I want to do something a little different. Valentine's Day was just recently. I didn't have a Valentine's, but they also happened to have butcher was cutting sweetheart ribeyes in the shape of hearts. You can call me lame, you can call me whatever. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I want to make myself a nice dinner, if you will. Do a little something. So let me get these prepped, right? We're gonna let this cool for about 20 minutes or so, 20, 30 minutes. Get these prepped, just wash the ice and things like that. Just kind of get them, just like I said, just get them a little bit more cleaned up, if you will. Crab legs are already rinsed, patted dry, ready for load into the steamer basket that's gonna sit right here in this pot. So it sits right, just like that, like you saw. All right, you can twist it, it's not gonna fall in. There's a little bit of space there. So like I said, when that steam hits it, we're gonna steam it. We're not boiling these. I watched a lot of videos, and I think the consensus is you wanna. There's other ways, like I said, you can boil them and you can put them in the oven and whatnot. But we're gonna steam these. That seems to be the best way. And we're not gonna use water. We're gonna use some of Mexico's finest. Give it a little bit more, add to the flavor, right? I've seen some people say you can use Sprite and other things, like I said, water. But again, some of Mexico's finest, all right? We're also gonna throw a little lemon in there. Of course, you gotta have the Old Bay, which we're also gonna crack the leg on each one, right? And we're gonna give it a good little, we're gonna give it a nice little generous around the shell as well. I just seen a lot of videos say to do it. That's what we're gonna do. And of course, we're gonna throw a little butter in the water as well. Just like I said, let that flavor permeate. Get in that. Like I said, you crack the shell. So we're gonna let it get into the meat. So I think it's gonna do well. So we're gonna do all that. I'm gonna crack the leg on each one. We'll make you watch that. I'll get them loaded in. And we're gonna pour just enough beer. They say maybe about just enough to cover the bottom. Just to, like I said, to steam it. But stay tuned and we'll get to that. I gotta leave some for the pie, right? Alright, and while those are getting ready to steam, we gotta make the star of the show. We gotta make the butter sauce, the dipping sauce for that yummy crab. Alright, so we're gonna go, I guess we'll go 2 sticks of butter. Like I said, the Old Bay, hit it with the lemon, squeeze a little pepper up in there, and we'll take it from there. Hit it with the Old Bay. Not too much. Not too much. I should be playing. Oh, see how that's getting that with that Old Bay? See that? Already starting to smell it. Already starting to smell it. Go ahead and finish off the Mexico. That is good. Love this shit. Alright. Oh, boy, this is a good ass lemon. And you always want to roll your fruit too. Always make sure you roll your fruit. Ian, what do you mean when you say roll your fruit? Just imagine this lemon was whole. So take it and you want to roll it. Then you cut it and squeeze it. Because what you want to do, you want to bust all these little you know, like little juice, pods in there. You want to, that's for your oranges, for anything like that. So like I said, just kind of roll it around on the counter or whatever. Then you cut into it and do whatever you're gonna do with it. Get this melted down. Crabs are starting to steam up. So we'll go ahead and put the top on there. Let those go for about 10 minutes or so. And if you're wondering about the steak, it's sitting right over here. We're gonna season that in a minute, pat it dry, and we'll get that going as well. We wanna finish this butter sauce so I can free up a burner. Once we got that nice and minced up, add it to our butter sauce. Yeah, this ain't gonna be just a traditional butter, melted butter. Right? I could have done that, right? I could have do that. But you know, by now you guys see me cook, make things, like I said, we made cheesecakes, chicken cutlets, all types of good stuff, right? I don't like to do things just, you know, regular old schmegular. We'll add a little pizzazz, a little flair, right? I want this shit, this is my first time doing this. I want it to be good. Crab legs are almost done. We got about another minute or so, 30 seconds on that. We're gonna get to the steak here in a minute as well. While those crab legs are finishing up, butter sauce is heating with the garlic and whatnot, we're gonna get this steak prepped and go ahead and get it in the pan. It's already been brought to room temperature. Quick pro tip, you wanna bring your meat to a room temperature. Depending on the size of the meat, it might take a little longer, 20 or 30 minutes generally, because the outside, right, is warm, but the inside is cold. So your shit's gonna be raw in the middle and done, or however, you know, it's gonna be good on the outside. You don't want that. So try to bring it to temperature as close to possible, right? Salt and pepper. You can say what you want. This is a ribeye. We don't need to throw a whole bunch of shit on here. Any good steak, anybody that cooks, any chef, anybody will tell you, you can put extra. I'm not saying you can't, but a lot of this shit will burn, especially when you have your steak at a high temperature in the pan, which to get a good sear, you're gonna need it at a high temp. Shit like garlic powder, things like that, time for the crabs to come off. Shit like that will burn, right? So give me a second, let me take these off. Again, garlic powder, things like that, sugary things, they'll burn at high heat. So you don't want to get stupid. But again, when you have a decent steak, like I said, ribeye, T-bone, filet mignon, we don't need to get stupid. Salt and pepper, sea salt, Himalayan sea salt, you know, whatever kind of salt you got. Give it a decent. Don't want to salt the living shit out of it, right? Because, you know, depending on the size of the meat, but you want to give it a good you want to give it a good coating, because the salt and pepper is going to help give it that good sear when you get in the pan, right? Then, right, once you get it in there, massage the shit out of it, right? Give it a good old rubbing, right? And we're going to do the same to the other side. I don't want to bore you. It's going to be the same on the other side. Stand by. Now, some people put the oil in the pan. I like to do it on the steak. I'll do either way. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. You can do either just a dash of your whatever oil you're using, just a dash of it, and just give it a little rub, right? Oil. That's what's driving that. That's what's driving that crust, right? It's mixed with that salt and pepper. And if I didn't mention it, you want to pat dry your steak also. When I say pat dry it, paper towels, and just pat dry it. Please don't forget to pat dry. That's also very essential in helping to form that crust. Olive oil on the other side as well. Like I said, I'm using olive oil. You can use avocado oil, whatever type of oil you're into. You want one with a high smoke point. High smoke point when it means, you know, when it gets heated up to a high temperature, it doesn't like burn. So you want something that can withstand high temperature. So like I said, olive oil, avocado oil, things like that. Rub that in real good, right? And you want your pan nice and hot. Maybe a little smoke coming off there. You want that nice and hot. Pan's heated up appropriately. We're gonna go ahead and drop it in. All right, you want to lay it away from you. In case there's any splatter or anything, you just want to lay your meat away from you. Bacon, chicken, anything you're laying, but just try to lay it away from you. All right, and we're not gonna touch it. We're just gonna let it sit in there. Maybe about 4 minutes, maybe on each side. That should do it for us. That way it'll give it a nice crust. You don't want to mess with it. That's how that crust helps to form. So we're just gonna lay it across. You're like, Ian, why such a big pan? Well, as you can see, it's not the smallest steak. It's somewhat butterflied, if you will. right? So it's kind of opened up, and I don't have the pan that's the appropriate size for that. So I have to use a French roasting pan. A little bigger, takes a little longer to heat up. All right, we're gonna go ahead and flip her. I know it's got a good crust in there by now. Go ahead and flip her. Come on now, you see it. You see it. There you go. Come on now. And see, y'all saw that fat on there, right? Fat equals flavor, right? So that fat's gonna render down, which means it's gonna kind of melt down, if you will, kind of act as its own butter or oil, you know, what have you, right? And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna let you see on the cooking shows when they flip that steak, they throw like the thyme and the garlic and the butter in there, and they start the basting. Right, we're gonna do that in a second, except we're gonna let that sear first, right? You don't want to flip it, then throw the butter in there, because how's it gonna stick to that pan and how's it gonna get that sear in there? So let it chill for a second, right? Then throw your butter and stuff in there. So I got my chunk of butter, and I got my 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna toss that in there, all right? And that's gonna start to incorporate, right? It's gonna start to melt down, right? And like they do on the show. You wanna kind of baste, just kind of baste, tilt and toss that butter on there. Just baste. We'll get ready to take it off here in a minute. We're gonna take it off here in a minute, let it rest. Anytime you take any meat out of the pan, right, you don't want to cut into it immediately. I don't care what type of meat it is, chicken, roast, beef, any type of, the bigger the beef, the bigger the chicken or the cut of meat, longer you kind of want to let it rest. Let's let about 5 minutes or so. It's almost been about 5 minutes. Had the butter heated up real quick. Transfer it to a bowl. Got a great color. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. I know a song too, right? Do a little singing. Do a little singing. Again, I watched the videos, did a lot of research, I guess you could say. All right, so don't worry about the steak. We're gonna get to the main reason why we're all here. So they say go ahead and, this is the knuckle, the white part. Go ahead and peel that off, right? Go ahead and, they say at the joints. Go ahead and break that off. Take that off, peel that off, right? I guess we'll just lay it here for now. All right. Pull that out. And this is where we're supposed to, and like I said, it's already cracked. And of course, I messed that up. Couldn't get it. Looks like it might be good. Squirting all over the place here. This is a little messy. And just like the video, I thought I was going to be able to break it off and get that whole piece of meat that you see people pull out. It's okay. I'm my first timer. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I'm trying. Don't hurt me. I am trying. Got a little something here. Let's do a little. I can get jiggy with that. I say there's plenty of meat here in this knuckle too. Don't miss the knuckle meat. Ian, you're obviously not gonna eat all this crab meat tonight and that steak. No. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna take all this meat out, and what I'm gonna do tomorrow night or the night after, what have you, we're gonna do a snow crab Alfredo from scratch. No heavy cream. We're gonna try that too. I said the Italians do it. No heavy cream. So we'll try that. Just butter and pasta water. Right? A little salt and whatnot. So, god damn. Okay. Okay. God damn, nigga. And don't think I'm not gonna eat this, because I damn sure am. Well, this is gonna take a minute. I don't want to bore y'all. But let me rinse my hands and get to the steak. I know for sure I'm good on the steaks, so let's get a little bit of fat in there. Cooked exactly how I like it. A little medium. I know this, right? Yeah. Like butter, baby. Like butter, baby.
Like butter, baby.
Right? This steak tastes like butter.
Oh, yeah, kind of really Just a little bit of pink. Like I said, medium. We can even go mid-rare, but medium is a good safe bet for everybody. Salt and pepper, that's all you need. I make a really good steak. I give it about a 7.5, 8. It's a good steak. Should we dip the steak in the butter? Little surf and turf, nothing crazy. Let me try to get y'all at least one good break. I was able to get a nice chunk out for you. Yeah, a nice good swirl. I think I like crab meat a lot. I got a lot of work to do. A lot of claws to get through. A lot of steak to get through. I'd say this is a rousing success. Once again, every time I step in this kitchen, y'all know what it's going to be. It's going to be something good. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but if you don't toot your own horn, sometimes there's no music. So, I don't like to talk with my mouth full, but that's a damn good steak. That's a damn good butter sauce. This crab meat is delicious. Never had crab, first time. I can't wait to have it again. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope this video wasn't too long for you. If it was, well, you need to get the better attention span. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.